Craig Wichner will start with, he founded Farmland LP in 2009 and is responsible for the day-to-day management, business strategy, and all investment activity. Craig is a seasoned executive with nearly 30 years of experience building companies of all kinds and has helped manage his family's real estate portfolio of apartment buildings for over 30 years. Craig serves on the board of BN Ranch, Bill Nyman's successor company to Nyman Ranch. Craig will talk to us today about Farmland LP and their real asset strategy.
Great. Thanks so much for including me. Really big thanks to the Croatan Institute and Joshua and Christy. The Invest, Divest, Divest Invest program that was created was really super innovative. I think there was a strong desire for people to divest, but they really didn't know what to do on that second part of it, which is where do they put their capital afterward. And that's something that since 2009 we created Farmland LP to really be a tool, a solution for really advancing sustainable agriculture, show not only the benefits on the agricultural side of things, but to show how actually these good practices actually improve the financial bottom line as well. So it really truly is a win-win scenario, and it's great following David. We've done projects with David and really did an amazing job at actually communicating the benefits of biological-based agriculture. My degree is in biology. And to look at the soil and the agricultural system from that biological health standpoint, it really shows how you get good biology drives strong productivity, which actually results in increased profitability. So I'm actually going to quickly roll through the kind of the business case about what we do. We use sustainable agriculture best practices in everything that we do, and our fund was set up to be a way to provide investors with good investment returns as a real asset class while promoting sustainable agriculture. And our overall mission really is to expand the scale of sustainable agriculture across the country and across the planet by demonstrating that sustainable agriculture is more profitable than chemical-dependent agriculture. So a little bit about who we are. We buy conventional farmland and convert it to organic sustainable farmland as an investment fund. Farmland is a real asset, so it's generated appreciation as well as cash flow over long periods of time. We started in 2009. We're now up to about 50 people, and we manage over 15,000 acres of farmland in 3 states and about $160 million worth of farmland. And about half of that's in Fund 1, which was started in when we founded, and then the other Fund 2 is still open today. Investing in farmland, we find that talking about farmland as commercial real estate provides a good foundation for people to understand the asset class. It's not just farming, it's not just investing in farmland, but actually it's a nice cash flowing asset. And there's $2.7 trillion worth of farmland in the US. That's the same economic value as all of the apartment buildings in the US or all of the office buildings in the US. So this is a very large asset class. And it's very underutilized. Only 1% of farmland is institutionally owned, which means that we can find great farmland where we can really add value, and that's our focus. And you can see on the next chart there that the green line is farmland returns from 1995. So if $1,000 had been invested in farmland in '95, it would be well over $10,000 today, and that's because it's just the slow and steady returns that are generated over time from both cash flow and appreciation. One way that we add value is by converting farmland to organic, and the organic market, you're probably familiar with the price premiums for organic goods. Generally, it's 50 to 200% for the organic goods. That's because the demand for organic food is so strong. Over 5% of the U.S. food budget is spent on organic food, but a little over 1% of farmland is organic. We think that that gap, it would take about $100 billion worth of farmland in the U.S. to be converted to organic in order to close that gap, just what exists today. Our investment strategy is buying great farmland. We basically say that we buy sunshine, dirt, and water. So we're buying great farmland in great growing climates with great water. We own farmland in the 3 geographies there, Northern California, Oregon, and Washington. Basically any place that is really comfortable basically to live in year round is really great for us to add value in. And we add value in 3 ways. Number 1, converting to organic. Number 2, to increase that crop diversity that's grown on that land. And so that's everything that David was talking about. So going from maybe a corn and soy system or an alfalfa system to planting pasture for 3 to 7 years, bringing in livestock, cattle and sheep, doing good rotations there, rotating into organic vegetables, then rotating into organic grains, and then back again, increasing pollinator habitat, and also planting permanent crops as well. So switching from grains to vineyards or organic blueberries. One of the things that, one of the business metrics that we look at is when you're converting from just the commodity crop systems over to the organic systems and sustainable agriculture systems, you're actually increasing the revenue and the profit generated per acre. So on the left-hand side, you see conventional seed and row crops, the kind of profits that you're going to make per acre. Switching to organic seed and organic row crops, organic vegetables, organic butternut squash, for example, that gets turned into baby food, you can generate over $1,000 an acre in profits. Switching to some of the permanent crops like organic blueberries, you're generating $20,000 to $30,000 per acre in revenue. At nice margins, where in the past you might not have generated even $1,000 in a conventional system. Our Fund 1 is a strong proof of principle. We've generated around 68% returns for our investors since it was founded. So nice returns, double-digit IRR for that, and that's net of all costs and fees in there, even pro forma ones. On top of this, on top of the economic returns, then we've also generated ecosystem service value returns. So it's a topic for a longer conversation, but with the Delta Institute and David, we produced a report that showed that we generated over 40% returns to our to the ecosystem service value, and maybe David and we can talk about that afterwards. But we've reported on our outcomes every single year, and we continue to do so. Our second fund is sprouting and doing well, and the key point that I want to make is that the business benefits, if we just look in the upper right-hand corner, the gross profit per acre foot of water. In the old system, the returns on the use of water are really quite low. But when you look at it from a sustainability perspective, and you look at it from an optimal crop perspective, you can generate massive increases in benefits, both in terms of crop per drop and profit per drop on these systems. And so, for example, we've converted a lot of ground from either non-irrigated, irrigated, or flood irrigation to drip irrigation systems, which have sustainability benefits as well as economic benefits. And what we did is basically designed our fund system so that investors could come in easily, participate, help us basically acquire and convert this farmland to organic, get the long-term benefits of these returns, while helping us demonstrate that sustainable agriculture is more profitable than chemical-dependent agriculture, and have that be catalytic beyond our fund, but really across the US and the world, so that more ground gets converted to sustainable agriculture. And if you have any questions, glad to answer them here, or you can email me at craig@farmlandlp.com.